Jason was crushing it with one crew. $600,000 a year in revenue, solid 30% margin. He hired a second crew to double his business. 18 months later, bankruptcy, lost his truck, lost his shop, and almost lost his house. Now you're probably thinking, how does growing your business destroy it? That's exactly what we're unpacking today, because Jason made 5 specific mistakes when hiring that crew that killed an $800,000 business. And I'm seeing contractors make the same mistakes right now. I've had this exact conversation multiple times in the past year. You've got more leads than one crew can handle. The math looks great on paper, but between it should work and it actually works, there's a canyon. Here's Jason, a hypothetical contractor, but he's based on real calls, real situations, real bankruptcy. The starting point, Jason's been running his remodeling business for 8 years. He's got one solid crew, himself plus 3 guys. They're a machine. Jason knows every customer by name. He's on every job site. He does the estimates, manages the work, handles the punch list. His guys are trained his way. Revenue last year, $600,000. His take home, $180,000. But here's the problem. He's turning work away. His phone's ringing off the hook. Referrals coming in faster than he can handle. He's booked out 4 months, and every time he tells a lead, hey, sorry, we're like fully booked till September, it crushes him. Here's what Jason's math looked like, okay? One crew, $600,000 revenue, $180,000 in profit. And his new plan is gonna have 2 crews, $1.2 million revenue, $360,000 in profit. On paper, it's perfect. It's a no-brainer. He hires a lead carpenter, 2 helpers for crew number 2. This is it, he's finally scaling. So he thinks. Number 1, the honeymoon phase. Both crews are running. Jason's juggling. In the morning, he's at job site A getting crew 1 started. Mid-morning, he's driving to job site B to check on crew 2. In the afternoon, he's back to job site A for customer walkthrough. Late afternoon, back at job site B because crew 2 has questions. In the evening, he's writing estimates, ordering materials for both crews, fielding phone calls. He's working 70-hour weeks. But hey, that's what growth takes, right? Month 2. Revenue is climbing. He's got both crews working full schedules. Bank accounts looking healthy. He buys the crew a new truck, upgrades some tools. But Jason starts to notice some cracks. Crew 2 is slower than crew 1. A job Jason estimated at 2 weeks is taking them 3. Customer calls start coming in. Your new guy left the place a mess. They didn't end up showing up when they said they would. Can you get your crew instead? Jason's constantly running interference, fixing crew 2's mistakes, re-explaining things he already thought he explained, apologizing to customers, but it's fine. They're new, they're learning, it'll get better. Month 3, Jason lands a big job, $80,000 kitchen remodel. His biggest job all year. Customers specifically asked for Jason's original crew, but Jason's crew is booked for the next 6 weeks. So Jason says to the customer, hey, look, these other guys, they're great, don't worry, I've trained them personally. That decision, that's when everything started falling apart. Week 2, the big kitchen job, customer calls. She's upset. The tile looks uneven. The cabinet installation is sloppy. One of the crew guys was rude to her teenage daughter. Jason drives over. She's right, the work is subpar, not terrible, not his standards. He spends the next 3 days personally fixing crew 2's work, ripping out the tile, reinstalling cabinets, apologizing profusely. Meanwhile, crew 1's job is sitting, waiting for Jason because he's the only one who can do the detail work. Both jobs are now behind schedule. Both customers are annoyed. Month 4, Jason starts realizing the brutal truth. He built a business that runs on him. Crew 1 works because he's there. The moment he's not, quality tanks. Crew 2, they're not bad guys. They're just not Jason. They don't have his 10 years of experience. Jason can only be at one place at a time. So he now has got a choice. Which crew does Jason manage today? Which job gets his attention? Which customer gets the real Jason experience? Month 5, the numbers start telling the real story. Crew number 1, still hitting 30% margins, quality work, happy customers, referrals coming in. Crew 2, 12% margins, lots of callbacks, lots of rework, customers aren't referring. One posted a bad review, Jason does the math. Crew 2 is barely breaking even after you factor in his time fixing their mistakes. The truck payment, the tool purchases, the additional insurance, his total take home down to $140,000. He's making less money while working more hours and dealing with more stress. But he's in too deep now. He's got commitments, jobs are scheduled, crew 2's counting on him. He just can't shut it down. Month 6, the big kitchen customer, the $80,000 $1, fires him mid-project. She hires another contractor, finishes it. She posts a scathing review. Promised quality, delivered amateur work. Owner shouldn't manage his teams. That review starts tanking Jason's lead flow. Phones stop ringing. The referral machine he spent 8 years building dies. Month 7, Jason's now using revenue from crew 1 to cover crew 2's losses. He's robbing Peter to pay Paul. He takes out a $50,000 line of credit just to cover payroll and materials. You know the story. Personal guarantee. Month 9, crew 2, their lead carpenter quits, and the helpers go with him to start their own company. Now Jason's down to crew 1 again, except he's $50,000 in debt, his reputation's damaged, his best customers are gone, and he's mentally fried because the guys he trained are now his competitors. Month 12, files bankruptcy. $600,000 business to zero in 12 months. Here's the 5 deadly mistakes. Let me break down where Jason went wrong and what you need to do instead. Mistake number 1, he scaled himself, not his systems. Jason's business worked because of Jason. When he added crew 2, he just tried to clone himself, but you can't be in 2 places at once. What he should have done before hiring crew 2 is he needed to build crew 1 to run without him. Checklists, standard operating procedures, quality control processes, a lead carpenter who could manage the job without Jason babysitting. Jason should have spent 6 months getting crew 1 to complete independence, so where he could take a week off and come back to perfect work, then hire crew 2, because now he's got a proven system to replicate. Mistake number 2, no lead structure. Jason hired a lead carpenter for crew 2, but the guy was really just a skilled laborer who could answer basic questions. He wasn't a foreman. He couldn't read plans. He couldn't solve problems. He couldn't manage a job without Jason's input every 3 hours. What Jason should have done was promoted someone from crew 1, someone who learned Jason's way, someone who proved they could maintain his standards, train that person for 6 months, shadow him, teach him estimating, scheduling, customer communication, make him a true foreman. Then that foreman runs crew 2 using the same systems crew 1 uses. Mistake number 3. No production tracking. Jason had no idea crew 2 was slower until it was too late. He was going off feel instead of data. What he should have done. You gotta track metrics from day 1. How long does a bathroom tear out take? How many square feet of tile per day? How many linear feet of base molding per hour? When crew 2's taking 3 weeks for a 2-week job, you need to know that in week 1, not in week 3. Mistake number 4, wrong compensation structure. Jason paid crew 2 hourly, same as crew 1, but crew 1 had Jason there keeping them moving, solving problems, maintaining pace. Crew 2, they were slower. They milked the clock because they got paid by the hour, whether they finished Tuesday or Friday. What he should have done was use actually piece rate or performance bonuses. If the job's estimated at 80 hours and they finish in 60, they get a bonus. If it takes 120, no bonus. Suddenly they're motivated to work at Jason's pace, not their own. And mistake number 5, he hired crew 2 before crew 1 was profitable. Here's the math Jason missed. Crew 1 at 30% margin on 600,000 is 180,000 in profit. That profit needs to cover Jason's salary, overhead, reinvestment, and the cash needed to float crew 2 for 6 months while they get up to speed. Jason needed crew 1 doing 800,000 at 30% before he could afford crew 2's ramp up period. He hired crew 2 when crew 1 was just barely covering his lifestyle. No buffer, no margin for error. To do this properly, this process takes 18 to 30 months, not 18 weeks. The contractors I work with who successfully scale to multiple crews, they take 2 years, 3 years. They build the foundation first. They're patient. If you're wondering what to build at each stage, I created a free guide called the 6 levels of a contracting business. It shows exactly what to focus on at each stage. Level 3 is where you build your first crew independence. Level 4 is where you add crew 2, but you can't skip. Jason tried, look how that worked out. Grab it in the description. This guide will save you from becoming Jason. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more real contractor stories, because nobody's teaching you this stuff in business school. Cheers.